Summers in Denton, Texas had a lot in common with summers in Satan's armpit. Hot, sticky, and thick with the stench of deceit. But even in this oppressive heat, there are certain creature comforts even a hard-boiled fella like myself can't bear to go without. 1, my tried and true jacket. 2, my hat. Most importantly, my matcha tea. Get it every morning, every night. Can't go to bed without it. Helps calm my nerves. And I'm sure as hell gonna need something to calm my nerves today. The usual, please.
In this heat? So you don't at least want it iced?
The only thing on ice today is the suspect. I never could do coffee. Bitter taste and all that caffeine. My tea, though, I want hot. Like the heat I'm gonna put on my suspect.
Alright, 1 hot matcha coming up.
Thanks a million. Oh, and one more thing. An ice water. With lime.
I'm sorry, sir, we only have lemons.
Okay.
I knew this was gonna be the toughest suspect to crack yet. I had prepared as much as I could. Got all the evidence here in black and white. I've done so many of these that not even a priest could get a quicker confession. But nothing could have prepared me for her. All my work up to this point has led me back to her. I suppose it always does find its way back to her.
I've got the papers right here. Stone's got your name all over it.
Are you sure about that? Let me take a look at this. Oh, did you get my water?
Yeah, but they didn't have limes. I'm sorry.
You know I always get my water with lemon. So silly.
She always was so polite. But I knew deep down that there was something else going on in her mind. It wasn't just politeness. She'd play with my mind my entire career. Feels like my entire life.
Says here your stone might not actually be the same as mine.
What are you talking about? It makes too much sense.
No.
Don't try to brush this off.
Honey, I know it hurt.
I know you did this, Mom.
She's my own mother. There's no one else who possibly could have caused this. I know her. And she knows that I know.
But see, look here. This says that you have a caffeine stone. I've never had that kind of kidney stone before.
Out of all the stones that you've had, you haven't had that one.
I've never had a caffeine stone. And you know what? I hope to God I don't. But most of the ones that I've had have been calcium oxalate.
You don't think the doctors would have told you about this kind of stuff?
I mean, they probably mentioned it, but I probably forgot.
How could you forget something like that?
Honey, you know with my ADHD. I mean, you got it from me.
She's the one I got my ADHD from. So it just makes sense that kidney stones would have come from her too. She never even told me she had ADHD. She didn't ever think to mention this to me at some point. Of course, that's the topping. A beautifully disgusting, spiky, caffeinated kidney stone Avogadro shot on top of this genetic sundae.
We're getting off track. You're susceptible to kidney problems. You've had them. Dad's never had a kidney stone, so it has to be from you.
It could be part of it, but I didn't have a caffeine stone.
There's gotta be something.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. You do know there's a lot of caffeine in the matcha, yeah?
What?
Yeah, it's got, like, just slightly more than black tea.
What? This calms me down. That's impossible.
Calm you down.
I drink it every night before bed. It helps me sleep.
You also said you had ADHD, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes people with ADHD react to caffeine differently than people without it.
Oh. Thanks.
Damn. Well, that's the case solved, I guess. The culprit was in the room the whole time after all. But it wasn't my mom. Not completely. I suppose it's easy to blame things on other people. Friends, brothers, dad, mom. But life is more complicated than that. Sometimes life gives you lemons, and I should be putting those lemons in my water instead of my tea.